That's the sound you hear when an arm of the excavator hits a construction wall. That's the sound you hear when steel hits steel and rebounds. That's not a good thing. He could have been a child. An excavator, you know, is a construction machine with a big arm in the front that scoops dirt. It can turn 360 degrees either way. It normally moves on tracks, but this new excavator I'm talking about moves on wheels. But let me start at the beginning. I was an in-house attorney for a company that built construction equipment. One of my in-house clients was the product group in Germany that had developed and designed a new excavator with wheels. We had sold about 100 of them during the last year. One afternoon, I get a call from Germany telling me about the accident. Nobody got hurt, thank goodness. But an accident like that gets a lot of attention because it could have been a child that got hurt. It gets the attention of management, product management, engineering, manufacturing, finance department, and the lawyer. Now, when an accident like that happens, we always ask, why? There are three possible explanations. First, it's an operator error. Myself, I drive a car, I sometimes miscalculate, misjudge the traffic situation, apply the brakes a little late. My son is known to have mixed the two pedals up. Second, could be a manufacturing mistake or defect. For instance, the hose that transports the hydraulic pressure to the brakes could have a leak. Easy to fix. Third, could be a design defect. That's not a good thing, because it could be that all 100 excavators are affected by the same design defect. When there's a design defect and people could get hurt, there's only one option: to do a recall. Now, a recall is really disruptive and burdensome. For the owner, it means, owner of the excavator, it means they have to immediately stop operating that excavator and wait till we come up with a reason and a fix. For the manufacturer, frankly, it's very embarrassing. It's embarrassing to go out there on the marketplace and have to say, we designed a new product, but it doesn't work properly. It's bad for the reputation, and the competition is waiting in the wings. Think of Volvo, Caterpillar, Case, John Deere, you name it. So to state, and of course, it takes a lot of resources to manage a recall properly. You have to communicate with the owners, each owner of the excavators, the dealers that sold the excavators. You have to file insurance claims. You have to come out with a press release and manage publicity. You have to notify regulatory agencies in all countries where you sold the excavator. And last but not least, you have to accommodate the owners, maybe with a free rental excavator. So to state the obvious, nobody wants to do a recall unless you have to. Bang! It happens again. The engineers have been running diagnostics and failure analysis. They have been looking at the manufacturing assembly line. They have been looking at the quality controls. They have been reviewing all design decisions and design specifications. And yet, they still don't have any reason to give us why this malfunction could have happened. I'm sitting on pins and needles. I'm having sleepless nights. I'm fiercely hoping that it's not going to happen again, because if it happens again, I have only one option. And not only one option, but I do have the option to initiate a recall. I'm going to face that moral dilemma as to whether I should initiate a recall. The decision is on me. Bang! Third time. Happens again. Let's summarize what we know. Out of 100 excavators, out of thousands of operating hours, 3 malfunctions happened. Out of thousands of turns, 3 spun out of control. If you do the math, the probability that it will happen again is pretty small. And consider also that the personnel who is authorized to be on the construction site normally knows how to stay out of the way of a working construction machine. So that minimizes the risk further. And we did not make any design changes. So it cannot be a design defect, can it? What should I do? I'm now facing that moral dilemma. What would you do? Would you wait? Or would you spend the millions of dollars and disrupt the jobs and projects of thousands of people to recall that excavator? Now let's see what you think. This is now a decision. We've come to the time where we have to make a decision that involves safety versus money. Let's see what you think. You have 3 options. You're undecided still, or you want to wait, you say no, let's wait till we know more. Or third, you say yes, we are going to go ahead with the recall. Who is undecided? I see a few. Who says no? Let's wait a little bit longer. The engineers are feverishly working on this. The money is just too much. Let's wait a little bit longer. Thank you. And last, who says, yes, we have to do the recall now? Oh, wow. Well, let me tell you what I did. I called the recall. And I tell you why. There were 3 similar accidents in a short time period. 3 different excavators and 3 different operators. That 3-3-3 pattern indicated to me that it might be a design defect. So we did a recall. You might ask, how did it end up at the end? Well, a short while later, the engineers found that the main valve that distributes the hydraulic power to all the functions of the excavator failed to give priority to the brake function. They also found out that the supplier of the valve had recently changed the design of the valve without telling us.
There you go.
That explains why we had 3 accidents in such a short time period. So in hindsight, it was the right decision, and we got a good settlement with the supplier of the valve. But for me, more important is this experience with the rebounding excavators made me aware that we often say safety first, but actually don't mean it. If you think about it, we would not be driving cars. 40,000 people die every year in the USA alone in car accidents, 40,000. If safety was first, we would have sidewalks and we would bicycle paths. We would have health care for everybody. We would have no unhoused people. So now, when I hear safety first, I always wonder, do they mean it? Or do they simply avoid any discussion about the moral dilemma we face very often in our daily life? The moral dilemma involving money versus safety.